Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Now, before we get started, please follow me on Twitter at @SensTalk_. All the content you can imagine is there on Twitter at @SensTalk_. If you're new to Twitter, or if you're on Twitter right now, what are you doing? Follow me at @SensTalk_. Now, a few things before we get to today's news and Sanders free agency so far. Firstly, merch for Sens Talk is in the works. Now, comment below right now as you're watching this video. Would you purchase anything? And if you would you buy, let's say, a hoodie, a hat, a t-shirt, a mug, a flag, a mask? We are working with great people right now to create great quality merchandise for you guys and girls. So stay tuned in the future for more updates on that. But let me know right now if you would purchase, and if you would, what would you get? We're trying to get the best price for y'all as possible because I know it's a tough time right now during this pandemic. And I want to make sure that everything's reasonably priced. So stay tuned in the future for that. Now, Sanders owner Eugene Melnick announced today that he has filed a $500,000 defamation lawsuit against Ottawa Sun columnist Rick Gibbons over articles on his dealings with the former Ottawa Sanders Foundation. Essentially, Rick Gibbons' article defamed Eugene Melnick in the aspect of alluding to the fact that Melnick potentially was using the Sens Foundation as a means to make more money, which Melnick refuted, and documentation also refute that theory. So this is not a good picture in general. Well, legally it does make sense, I guess, for Melnick if he feels that he was targeted. You do what you gotta do, but I'm not gonna support Melnick in this. I'm not gonna get involved. This is a lawsuit. It's a very serious business. But the biggest aspect of this is it's just a bad look on the organization. But I could also understand Melnick's side here, to be honest, with Rick Gibbons. If everything in that article was, factually incorrect, then I totally would understand why Melnick, while I can't agree with him often, I would totally understand why he would want to press charges. But once again, just you're a public figure. Your organization's has gone through so much turmoil. Is it really worth it? I don't know, but that's up to him. That's up to the plaintiff, Melnick. That's up to the defendant, and well, not really, but it's really up to the court there. It's all up to them, and hopefully we don't have to hear much about this in the near future because it's really takes away from the positivity that's been around the organization as of late. Now, speaking of that, Tim Stuetzle has been a great breath of positivity in the Sanders organization, community, and fan base throughout the last week. Now, today that took a damper, as Ottawa Sanders prospect Tim Stuetzle is set to undergo surgery after suffering a broken hand while training with his German club in Mannheim. The Mannheim Eagles made the announcement today before the Sanders provided more details in a statement. In consultation with doctors in Germany and with their own medical staff, it has been determined that Tim requires a surgical procedure to stabilize a fracture, Ottawa Sanders general manager Pierre Dorion said. The procedure is scheduled to take place in Germany later this week and has an expected recovery time of 6 to 8 weeks. Our medical staff will remain in regular contact with Tim and his doctors as he begins his recovery through to the point that he's medically cleared. Brent Wallace from TSN added additional details in a tweet stating his hand is injured, not his arm as initially reported. He also had that fracture occur in his non-shooting hand. So it's a lesser of evils, even though it's a terrible situation. We know, like Connor McDavid has had a fracture at the same age as Stuetzle, so we know Stuetzle will probably be okay, and we wish him a speedy recovery. But I don't think this will affect him whatsoever in his development. He should be able. It does suck to miss a couple of months of DEL development hockey time, but he's going to probably be back for the World Juniors and NHL training camp, and I don't think he will miss a beat whatsoever. So there's your update, and if there's more updates in the near future, at @SensTalk_ on Twitter, I'll keep you updated there, and if it's substantial information, I'll make sure to make a video on it. Now let's get to the free agency pool. We're going to run through this quickly, because we're not talking about NHL stars here, we're talking about some depth. So firstly, speaking of the depth, Ottawa re-signed Matthew Pekka to a 1-year, 2-way contract worth $700,000. A native of Petawawa, Ontario, at the age of 27, Pekka was acquired by the Ottawa Sanders in a trade with the Montreal Canadiens on February 24th. He skated in 14 National Hockey League games in 2019-20, including 9 with the Sanders following that deal with the Habs. He registered 2 points in the season with 2 assists, accumulating those 2 points. He also appeared in 34 games with the Canadiens' AHL affiliate, the Laval Rocket, over which he tallied 13 points. 4 of those were goals and 12 penalty minutes. The Tampa Bay Lightning's first 7th round draft pick, 201st overall in 2011, has posted 19 points, 6 of those were goals, and 6 penalty minutes over 73 NHL contests with Tampa Bay, Montreal, and Ottawa. So just another NHL body, just in case a player goes down during the regular season, you have a guy that can fill in. It's always good to have some depth, and it's basically a short Belleville, and make sure they have 4 lines to roll, but he is serviceable enough to be called up for a few games if needed. Now, this signing is interesting to me because it was a 2-year, 2-way contract at an average of $725,000 for Logan Shaw, a native of Glace Bay, Nova Scotia. Shaw, at the age of 27, split 2019-20 playing with the Winnipeg Jets and the club's AHL affiliate with the Manitoba Moose. He recorded 5 points, 2 of those were goals, 3 assists over 35 contests with the Jets, and 7 points, 4 goals, 3 assists, and 10 penalty minutes over 16 games with the Moose. The Florida Panthers' second, third round draft pick at 76 overall in 2011 has posted 36 points, 15 of those were goals, and 35 penalty minutes over 215 NHL contests with Florida, Anaheim, Montreal, and Winnipeg. So essentially, Ottawa signed this kid because he either is going to be a top 6, top 9 guy in Belleville, or he can be a third, fourth line filler in Ottawa if needed, if a bubble guy like Schlappick or Brown don't impress. On top of that, this creates the competition for the bubble players like Schlappick and Brown and whoever else, like Vitaly Abramov, for example. These kids are not guaranteed roster spots like potentially Batherson and Formanton are, right? So Logan Shaw can definitely create some competition, and hopefully that would make all 3, Shaw, Brown, and Schlappick, etc., all better, but I think this will just create the competition, which is great. Now let's get to some trades before we wrap things up. Firstly, Ottawa acquired right winger Austin Watson from Nashville Predators in exchange for a 4th-round pick in 2021. The 28-year-old from Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is a great hockey community, registered 6 goals and 14 points to go along with 65 penalty minutes and 65 penalty minutes and 53 games, with the Preds in 2019-20. The 18th pick in 2010 by Nashville, Watson has 36 goals, 77 points, 358 penalty minutes, which is exactly what you're getting from Watson. You're getting some sandpaper, in 306 regular season games. He's added 19 points, 10 of them were goals, in 45 postseason outings. So you also have some playoff experience from this guy who's been around in the league for a while. He's going to create a good veteran presence in that locker room. That's going to be a very, very young locker room. Now, the 6'4", 204-pound Watson was reinstated by the NHL in March 2019 after he entered the follow-up phase of the league's substance abuse program. He started that season suspended and was banned again January 29th as he entered the second stage of the league's substance abuse and behavioral health program. The Predators said in a statement at the time that they would have no further comment on Watson's reinstatement because of the personal nature of the situation and due to their exclusive focus on Austin and his family's well-being. Watson and his family have been very open about their mental health struggles and are huge advocates for mental illness awareness, which I'm an advocate for as well, so I really do love that Watson is a huge advocate for that. Now, I'm not going to get into what Watson's past. There was a great article that I'll put in the description below detailing and really giving the truth about what happened, and more importantly discussing what they've done to improve themselves and to improve the lives of many others. So we've all heard negative things about Austin Watson, but I do recommend reading that article in the description. I think it'll definitely paint a different picture for Watson, and welcome to Ottawa. And hopefully we can have some more discussion and dialogue about mental health issues, especially during a pandemic like this. It's a pandemic of its own, the mental health issues, so it's hopefully creates more of a conversation here in Ottawa. Now, the last trade before we wrap things up, it is Eric Gudbranson, and I will say one thing before about Gudbranson with Watson. I didn't like Ottawa gave up a 4th in 2021, but you know what? It's a 4th. It's probably not going to be anything, knock on wood. So as long as this wasn't a top 3 round pick, it is what it is. Obviously, Ottawa definitely could have got him a better player with a 4th round pick, but if Ottawa liked the guy, who am I the judge, right? I'm a commentator, right? But I'm not the general manager, so I'm not a fan of the Sanders pro scouting department as of late, but maybe they're right about this one. Now, this one I like for Ottawa, not the cost, but just what he brings to the table. So the Sanders acquired Eric Gudbranson from the Anaheim Ducks in exchange for Sanders' 5th round selection in 2021. Gudbranson registered 9 points, 4 of those were goals, and 91 penalty minutes over 44 games in his lone season with the Ducks in 2019-20. Quote from Pierre Dorion here: Eric Gudbranson provides another sizable presence to our defensive corps. He's a reliable veteran who plays an intimidating style of game and someone who will add a combination of grit, energy, and most importantly, leadership to our lineup. Gudbranson, at the age of 28, was selected by Florida Panthers in the 2020 NHL Draft. Over 518 career NHL games. Gudbranson with Florida, Vancouver, Pittsburgh, and Anaheim has posted 73 points, 20 goals, 53 assists, and 581 penalty minutes. I think Gudbranson's great because he's he's a local talent. So he's sort of filling in for the Borietzky role where he's going to be a leader on this team. He's going to be able to help steer our young prospects to the right direction. He's going to help these prospects through their early challenges in their NHL careers. And I think Gudbranson's a great locker room presence on a 1-year deal. A little expensive, but I think he brings a great veteran aspect to the locker room, a great local aspect to the locker room, and a very aware, very vocal, but very important issues as well. So Gudbranson is a good selection, a good trade by Ottawa, especially next year where we're not going to compete really. I don't think we'll be better than this year, but I don't think we're going to be, competing for a playoff spot. Maybe we'll have a chance or two to be close, but I don't think we're ever going to get there. So I think this is a good deal for Ottawa, and overall, I think they got him for the intangibles he brings, like veteran leadership and character. And, while I'm not usually a fan of that, I think with Gudbranson it makes sense, especially for such a young Ottawa Senators team. Now, besides that, comment below what you think. Welcome everyone to Ottawa. I'm sure as I upload this Ottawa, let me check my phone before I finish. Did Ottawa sign anyone great? Okay, good. So by the time this is up, this should be up to date. Of course, if there's ever any new news, I will, of course, update y'all. But besides that, remember, comment below what you think about these players. Welcome to Ottawa to all these players. And as well, comment below what you think about the merch. Stay tuned for more information about that merch. But besides that, thank you for watching. Please follow me on Twitter @Senstock_. Like us on Facebook at Senstock. Add us to our circles on Google+, Senstock. Click the big red button down there and subscribe to us. Like this video. Share this video with your cool stuff. Please, please, please turn on that notification bell and hit notifications on so you get notified whenever we upload a video. But besides that, @Senstock_ is the Twitter. I tweet there plenty, so I'll see you all there. Besides that, thank you all for watching. Welcome to Ottawa, to all the new players, and hopefully I'll see you very, very soon. Have a great night. Go Sens, go.